Hey everyone, Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you guys are ready for 2019 and have completed your year fully to the extent that you like. And I am so happy to have my family. But let's go ahead and get into some talk really quick. I want to talk about three Netflix originals. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit crazy. I'm kind of sick and germophobic right now, so it doesn't look like it because I always gotta make sure I'm looking good. But besides the point of that, I want to quickly talk about Bird Box because Bird Box is taking Storm and taking precedence over a lot of the internet. And if you've never seen Bird Box before, check it out because it is amazing. Um, it's kind of like if you ever seen the movie called The Mist. It's kind of like that, but with its own interpretation of craziness, and it's amazing because it tells it walks you through the story of a single woman trying to navigate through her life and how powerful it is and how she raises children. It's very economical and very transparent, and it shows the need and the must to have trust in yourself, and also kind of like trust in like the people around you, and having faith. And it stars like Sandra Bullock. It stars what's his face, Rel, if you ever heard of him. It stars a bunch of other amazing people, and I want to give it up to the three main characters, um, Sandra Bullock, and then Julian Edwards and Vivian. I forgot her last name, but Vivian, because they really did their goodness on the movie. And the movie is horror, but it's really good. One of the things I kind of questioned was that what happened to that white girl and the white guy? Did they ever die? Because they never showed that at the end of the movie. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the movie because then you'll know what I'm talking about. All there was a sex scene. I'm so sorry, guys. I wonder what happened to the guy and the girl, because all that was a sex scene, and the next you know they escaped, and then they never shown if they got killed or died. See, the movie is basically, I don't want to give it totally away, but it's basically if you look into like the darkness of it, if you look straight at it, then you die. It like controls your eyes, and then you end up like committing suicide. Now, it's kind of like The Mist because if you look at The Mist, if you go out into The Mist, because it was, if you ever seen the movie, it's from where, remember, it was in the grocery store section. They were in the grocery store, and everybody was trapped in. And if you went out into the mist, or if you were out in the mist, and the mist came towards you, basically you breathe in or whatever, you die. And so it's kind of like that, except for with this, it is basically, if you look at it, it haunts your fear, and then it takes your fear into account, and then it acts upon that fear of committing suicide, whether that's running in the middle of a car, killing yourself, jumping off a ledge, jumping out of a house, cutting yourself, stabbing yourself, burning yourself. Like, I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's very crazy because one lady, she saw her mother and then walked literally into a burning car and sat in the car and burned herself to death. There was a girl, one of the main characters walked in front of a dumpster truck and just allowed it to hit her. The other one like ran through a house window, and then just like off a two-story, like off the second story of the house, and ended up dying. And it was a magnificent movie, and it was very, I like those type of movies where it takes you from the beginning of where they're at in the point now, and then takes you back and forth to see why they're on that journey. And a lot of people wonder why, in the thing, why they're on the river. If you watch it, you will see that they're trying to get to a safe haven spot, and in the end, it is so therapeutic. It is so poetic of how they came to survive. And it was weird because their names were boy and girl, but in the end they ended up getting names. But one was named Tom, and I couldn't remember the other one. I think her name was going to be Elizabeth or Genesis. scientists or something. I cannot remember their names, boy and girl's name. All I remember is she called them boy and girl. Um, sorry, I hate like sniffing because it's like blow your nose, but I don't want to blow my nose because that's just gonna you need to hear all that. But the movie was definitely amazing, and I loved it from start to finish. It was a 2 hour movie, but honestly, it was amazing. You know, it told some funniness. Rel, obviously, man, you did your part because you was funny as hell. One of the guys I did not like was the old man, which I was glad when he died because he was just annoying. He wasn't like that type of person in the movie that just like has a negative effect on like the whole entire cast, like as the characters, and then they be the ones that don't get killed. Kind of like if you ever seen Snakes on the Plane, he threw the chihuahua. I don't care about chihuahuas, but he threw was putting the baby and the dog in them in front so that the snakes didn't eat him, and then he finally got killed, like eaten by the snake. I was happy about that, but like with this movie, it's amazing how like each one of them had like a storyline. Each one of them was amazing at their part, and each one of them told their own story, and it was kind of amazing to see like what their fears are. And the funny weird thing is my friend Sky, hey Sky, after the movie, we walked outside to get my stuff out of some of my stuff out of her car, and she ended up like I think she was actually scared because she covered her eyes up and she walked. I said, "Girl, if you don't uncover your damn eyes, ain't shit out here. If anything, I would die first because I ain't even look. I'm not even blocking what I see." You know what I'm saying? But and then everybody like there's memes about this movie. There's a lot of stuff going on with this movie that I think the movie is fantastic. It tells a great story, and it tells it to me it's more of a survival movie and a non-fearful movie. It kind of tells to me, I think the story was to be told was just a good movie, but for me, from what I took from it was I always try to take something from movies was not to be afraid. In every millisecond and moment of your life is a survival moment, and if you treat it as such, then you can move through life accordingly and have no fear. But I want to acknowledge the writers and the director. You guys did your hands down goodness on the movie. Sandra Bullock, you did your goodness. Boy and girl, you guys did the whole cast was amazing. It was very, very, very attractive and attentive, and it had some goodness to it and some shocking moments. I'm not gonna give away a lot, but I'm just here to give you my take on it. It was a good movie, so I want to give a round of applause to the cast and crew and the production team, everybody that created this movie, and Netflix. I want to say this: I don't watch a lot of Netflix as far as the Netflix originals. I have a lot on my to-do list to watch. Like I have them on my list, but I just don't watch them. Don't know why. I need to sit down and watch them because they are hands down good. But moving on to the next one, I want to quickly talk to you guys about is I want to talk to you guys about Dumplin. Now, I want to say that for Jennifer Aniston and what's her name, Danielle McDonald, you guys did a good job. The movie is about a girl that is trying to find her way with her weight and be comfortable with her weight. And her mother has been attentive and giving everybody else attention, but not her child. She's been a mother, but she's been a mama and a mom, but not a mother to her child. Like I always say, there's a difference between being a mom and a mother. And the movie takes you on a whirlwind on how to reconnect with your children and to start paying more close attention to them. And it tells us deep story about acknowledgement, and that no matter if I win or lose, I'm still winning in my eyes because I'm doing what's right for me and I'm doing what's great for me. And the movie really like talks about how to have self-confidence. It talks about relationships with parents and children. It shows you that when you're doing for yourself, other people will recognize and want to do for you. It helps you to reflect on yourself as a human being, and it allows you to want to be more careful with the words that you say and the things that you do, because you only get one life. And being a parent is imperative to having understanding of your child and being supportive of your child and understanding that your child is a human being and look beyond their size or their face or their color or whatever it is, and understand that we understand that you're trying to protect us, but sometimes when you're protecting us, it's more so doing harm to us than allowing us to feel and understand and have some type of grasp in ourselves. Because sometimes yes, we can be our biggest enemy or our biggest like detriment, but sometimes we can be and our biggest our own biggest hindrance. However, this movie shows that when you're not there, someone else will be, and you don't want to miss out on those very intricate good moments, because then someone else is going to not take that for granted or take advantage of it. They're going to use it wisely and they're going to give it wisely to your children. It's a very coming of age and coming of maturity and coming of roles when it comes to parenting and being a child. And it talks about, you know, a lot of love and self-confidence and peace in no matter what sex you are, and coming out of being comfortable no matter what. And I can't remember his name, but the guy from Best Man, he's on there. He's also on Star. It was an absolute great movie, hands down. I want to give acknowledgement to you guys because that movie did justice, and it really showed ways to like being able to live with yourself and understand how to, and understand why you should, and why you should be comfortable in it no matter what. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking on the part about in Bird Box about the fact of how in the hell did those two escape? What happened to them? Like, we don't. I wonder. I would have to. Well, yeah. Well, back to Dumplin. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. So I want to give another round of applause to that. Usually with movies, I'm going to more so likely just give you a good review, because I don't watch movies that I don't like. I don't watch movies that I don't see that are good. A lot of movies I watch, pretty much all the movies I watch are good, even if they leave a cliffhanger at the end and there's not going to be a sequel. Yeah, but I would say for sure it is a good movie. I think that for Bird Box though, they might have wanted to, like, at the end there was a cliffhanger of how they're going to survive now with in this like blind school, and the way they get rescued, let me just tell you that, is by blind people. Because if you're blind, you can't see. When you look, the only way you can die is if you look into it. That's why they have blindfolds on. So at the end, they end up going to a blind school, and then they're protected by birds and all the like stuff around them. But my question is how do they eat? How do they live? They should maybe make like a 30-minute sequel, or I don't know, something to kind of give us, or extended thing to kind of give us an idea of how they would be living. But that's just me. But that was a good movie. Dumplin was a good movie. But the last movie I really want to touch base on is Nappily Ever After, starring Sanaa Lathan, which was hands down a really, really moving movie. It's about a woman. Her mother comes over literally every morning at like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, and always flat irons her hair. Always, no matter what it is, it's always curled or flat, like flat iron, and she never gets it wet. And one time, when it gets wet, she freaks out, and she's making it seem like the character has the hair has possessed her basically, and has taken over her, and she feels that if she's not her natural self, she's not perfect. She's not perfect in her own way, because nobody's perfect, but perfect in your own way. Like, I'm Javier 100% perfect, but I'm not a human 100% perfect. You get what I'm saying? And so the movie kind of idolizes the fact that she should be perfect no matter what. And the main focus is that if her hair's perfect, everything else will be perfect. But it takes her through a whirlwind of how she needs to let go of her hair and start focusing on her inside self, and stop letting her hair affect who she is and what she could become. And at one point, they put a relaxer in her hair, or like, no, they put some conditioner in her hair, but it ended up being relaxer, and her hair started to fall out because of the burning and everything. And so then they end up having to cut off all her hair. So she had to go through a journey of how to become with herself and accept the fact that when she walked into this world, she had no hair, or she had curly hair, or whatever kind of hair she had. And she had to take a step back. Sanaa Lathan's character had to take a step, look back, and realize what happened to her in that time to where she was not okay with herself unless she had perfect straight hair. It had nothing to do with race. It was just the fact of her hair. And her mother, one time, her hair was flat ironed, and then she jumped in the pool. And then when she came back up and got out the pool, her hair was frizzy and afro like a regular African American. And her mother took her home. Instead of, in that moment, telling her it's okay, baby, you are perfect no matter what type of hair you got right at the moment, curly, straight, whatever it is. Her mother took her home and flat ironed her, like, you know, and flat ironed her hair. And ever since that day, she grew up knowing that she's not okay, she's not perfect, she's not herself, she's not a woman, she's not a human being, she's not beautiful without her hair being as such. And as the movie starts to progress, she starts to see that it was affecting her work, it was affecting her livelihood, it was affecting her dating, her potential marriage, it was affecting her lifestyle as far as just living, it was affecting her lifestyle as the fact of her being a woman and a human. And it's really a feminist movie, and it really takes you on a whirlwind on how to be more okay with yourself, and how to be more loving of yourself, and how to be more accepting of yourself, and move through life without being in survival mode with yourself, but with other people. You can see what I'm saying? Because like I said earlier, you need to treat every moment like a survival moment. However, not within yourself. You don't want to battle with yourself, because when you battle with yourself, you're not going to be able to okay with yourself. You're not going to be able to live with yourself. You're not going to be able to want to live with yourself. You're not going to be able to want to have abundance and acceptance with yourself. Like, you see how these all three movies correlate together for me? Like, this one was about survival, this one was about acceptance, and this one was about survival and acceptance and approval and living. You see what I'm saying? All these movies are correlation together. See, when I talk about something, I talk about it in correlation. I talk about it as a togetherness. I know I was going to do a separate, I was going to plan on doing separate specials, but I feel like together I can tie it together and give you guys something, and offer you guys something as of to the new year, and understanding that no matter what you look like, no matter who you are, no matter what language you speak, no matter if you're a virgin, not virgin, whatever it is that you may be, black, white, Haitian, polka dotted, red, like this color right here, no matter, like a zebra-ish look, no matter what it is that you guys are a part of or affiliated with, whether it's religion or sex or whatever it is, be 100% perfect yourself. And it talks a lot about parenting, because in all three movies, because it shows you that what you do affects your kids, and most times kids do by what by what they see you do, and not by what you tell them. And so when she saw her mother always just saying flat on her hair, showing her this instead of this way, she was always accustomed to this way, and this bothered her, even though she didn't realize it until she started moving into this perspective. It was like, this one's really bothering me instead of this, and this is who I really am at this moment, you know what I'm saying? And once she started to be okay with herself, and once she started to have love for herself, and the fact that she combing out her hair, combing it out, or letting it be nappy, or going in the pool and being frizzy, and being okay with herself, that was okay with herself. And she started, as the movie folded, you can start to see that she became okay with herself, and knowing that she's going to be whatever she wants to be. And in the end, when she realized that, she jumped in the pool. She did. If you watch the movie, she ended up jumping in the pool, and she noticed that, hey, I need to reopen up myself back up to the aspect that that moment traumatized me. Because, not because the kids were making fun of me in my hair, was because my mother yanked me up like it was an embarrassment for me to have that hair like that, and be natural in who I was and who God called me to be, and who my roots are in that matter, if you want to really speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that now she's really happy with herself, and in the end, she didn't end up with her boyfriend, or her boyfriend at the time, and she didn't end up with the guy that had the little daughter. She ended up just being okay with herself. She started to, she spent so much time owning the straight hair look that she never owned her naturalness. And not that her hair wasn't natural, I'm just saying that she was holding on to and gravitating more with the perfection instead of her self-perfection. And once she started to get more comfortable in that, she took off the plastic. She took off what was not actually there, but was just something she thought was really there, that was idolizing for her and going to make up who she was, and really focused on the fact that she's golden, she's platinum no matter what it was, and that she can be a garden without having flowers. She can be a garden without having, you know, greenness all the time. She can be a farm or a plantation without vegetables or whatever. Sometimes it's okay to have rotten vegetables or rotten flowers in a garden, or rotten vegetables in a plantation or a farm. It's okay to be rotten sometimes. It's not always, and it's not always good to be perfect. It's not always good to be trying to be perfect, because you get lost in the wind of what it is. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a perfectionist and I'm an OCD person, but I fall short all the time when I'm trying to be perfect. Every time I try to be perfect, I'm not gonna lie, every time I found myself to be perfect, I found myself falling by the wayside. Not now, I would say about 5% of the time when I don't strive for perfection. I would say 0.1 of the percent of the time when I don't strive for perfection, and really that is no way, because I always try to strive 100% for perfection. But I would say 0.1 of that time when I don't strive, I am perfect. I end up getting something perfect, and then it feels good, and it feels like I'm just out the air. But it's always good to strive for perfection, but don't be expecting it every single time, because then you fall short on yourself, fall short on people, you fall short on your appearances, your humbleness, your success, your livelihood, your kids. So it's always good to fall short sometimes, because it's not about how you fall, it's about how you get up. It's about sometimes knowing that you're blessed without actually always making sure that you're blessed, because God gives you blessings in certain times. Now, when you're trying to act like or get the blessing before it's given to you, or like be all like this instead of sometimes being a little chop and screw here and there, it affects you. But these movies, correlation together, watch them: Bird Box, Dumpling, and Nappily Ever After, because they really show you how to be a human and understand sometimes in life that there's going to be a survival moment, there's going to be a fearful moment, there's going to be a failure moment from your parents or from yourself. There's going to be a time where you have to pick your own self up, and it's going to be harder than ever. And sometimes in life, you're going to have to accept the fact that you're going to be nappy. Like in life, you're going to have to accept that you're going to be nappy. And it's not, and I feel like for this movie, is Nappily Ever After, it's not just about your hair. Like when you think of perfection, it's supposed to be straight, right? But if it's nappy, it's not perfect, or it's not human perfect. It's just yourself perfect, or whatever kind of perfection it may be. It's okay to be nappy in life sometimes. It's okay to be nappy, meaning fearful. It's okay to be nappy in survival. It's okay to be nappy and be ugly at times. It's okay to be nappy and be ghetto. It's okay to be nappy and be hood. It's okay to be nappy and be a liar. It's okay to be nappy and be imperfect at times. Which goes to, don't be putting people on pedestals. I always say that, because then you fall short of that, because you think people are set up to be perfect, and no one's set up to be perfect, because you're not a doll, you're not God, you're not Jesus. Nothing is ever perfect. There's good and bad in every single thing that you do. Everything. Taking a shower, driving, eating, I don't know, whatever it is you do, like just everyday life or your profession, it's not always perfect. You have to understand that. You have to accept that. When you do, it allows yourself to be free. It allows yourself to be humble and not just live in a bird box, not just being fearful, or not just being a hindrance, being a good dumpling, or allowing yourself to be happy in the after. But sometimes in that happily ever after, you're going to be nappy. And it's okay as a human to be nappy. I want everybody to understand that. Nappy, being fearful, being in survival mode, being a dumpling. You know what I'm saying? Being a dumpling. Like and being nappy. It's all good to have all that. It's all good. I want people to understand that, and I can't stress that enough. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year's to you all. I am going to be having some more specials coming out though this following week, with this ring. Um, uh, what's the other movies? Proud Mary, Acrimony, to kind of reflect on this past year's movies, and some more amazing movie reviews coming out soon because I want to start getting into it. And I want to start expanding out from just the analytical eye show, which you can check out on my YouTube channel as well. All you gotta do is look below. Or there's probably an episode about something that comes on every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. But except for there's like 2 episodes that this upcoming episode. That is going to be on Mountain Time instead of Eastern Time. It's going to be 12 Mountain Time. So check those out. But every day would be 12 p.m. Eastern Time or 12 p.m. Just check it out at 12 p.m. your time, whenever time it is. And there's going to be a lot more stuff coming, a lot more segments, a lot more shows. Singing is going to be starting to come out. Some film stuff too. So, but hands down, I want to thank you guys so much for just tuning into this and just listening to me. But check out those movies, and I will definitely be in touch with some more stuff coming up soon as far as TV shows and movies go, and my show and things I'm going to be doing. But Happy New Year's to you all, and I hope you guys had a great 2018 year. And let's walk into 2019 highly favored, blessed, lucky, whatever it is you believe in, and most of all, happy and nappy. And sometimes for fearful and survival mode, it's okay. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Love Village, and Happy New Year's again, guys. Peace and love to you all, and much love to everyone out there. And know that it is okay to be imperfect inside of that perfection, because no one is perfect. We're just all human beings. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day, and Happy New Year.